Hello, welcome to the first of 4 videos in which we'll go through the personal project report criterion one by one so that you can improve your project as you write it. The 4 videos that we are going to be going through today are A, investigation, B, planning, C, acting, and D, reflecting. The document that I've shared with you guys through this Google form will also have exactly the same information. This is both an outline for you to work with, as well as the rubric by which you're going to be graded. So let's take a look here. We'll use the level descriptors for the criterion. This is a little bit more in-depth than the rubric, and it looks like this. So each of the 4 criteria will have exactly this information. The information to be shared with you will come from down below here, which is exactly the rubric area. This video is to walk you through this top bit in order that you understand what we're looking for in order to grade criterion A. Remember that all 4 criterion have 8 marks. In order to pass the personal project, you need to have an average of 5 marks for each of the criterion. So in order to get that achieving the standard of 5 out of 8 marks, here's what you need to do. The 3 things that we're going to look at in criterion A are these 3 strands right here. Number 1, define a clear goal and global context for the project based on personal interest. Number 2, identify prior learning and subject-specific knowledge relevant to the project. And number 3, demonstrate research skills. Strand number 1, what do we mean with defining a clear goal and global context for the project based on personal interests? Well, for one thing, the only place that we're going to be able to grade you from is the report. Now, I may have worked with you, I may be your supervisor, I may know that you have some personal interest, but in order to give you a grade for it, you really need to write it out into the project. What do we mean by personal interest? Basically, why you want to do it. Do you value it for some reason? What interests you about it? Do you have some kind of intellectual curiosity, or is it more of a family connection or a social relevance, cultural relevance? Is it something that you're passionate about? Explain why, exactly what it is about this idea, about this topic that made you want to write about it and study it in the first place. Secondly, we have defined a clear goal, and also a global context. What do we mean by global context? Well, these are kind of the IB's big ideas. So the MYP has 6 global contexts that they are wanting to make sure that every project falls into. Basically, the question is, how does this apply beyond me, beyond my family, beyond my school? Why? How does this show any kind of engagement with the rest of the world? If you have any questions about the global contexts, I put a document on Moodle called Information About Global Contexts that will help you to pick the global context that's right for your project. Okay? The last thing here is a goal, and I've noticed a lot of projects tend to miss the clear goal. And you'll see in parts B, C, and D that we're constantly referring back to this goal. So in order to have a clear goal, in order for us to be able to go through this and evaluate it later, we're looking for exactly what you want to achieve or accomplish within the recommended time. So I've highlighted here the goal, what you want to do with your project. Spell it out for us, make it really clear. So that's strand 1. In strand 2, we now need to take that goal and global context, and we want to figure out what we already know about it. So the way that it's phrased here is identify prior learning. In other words, what do you already know about this topic? And as you can see here in the additional information, prior learning would be consistent of personal experiences and subject-specific knowledge that you may have gained in school or in the world beyond the classroom. So in other words, how do you already know some information about this topic? And you can see again that this is assessed only via the report. So if you don't write it, I can't include it as part of your grade. So really spell it out for us. Strand number 3 is the demonstration of research skills. So in order to give a grade for this, you can see that we're going to be looking both at the report, so what you write in your paper, or say in your podcast or write on your website, as well as your bibliography. So remember, a bibliography includes all sources. You can see here, I'll highlight it really quick. All sources used to complete the project. Even if you don't quote it, even if you didn't really use it or you changed your mind on the topic, if you looked it up, go ahead and include it in the bibliography, and we can see that that is you demonstrating your research skills. So research skills here defined as information literacy and media literacy skills. If you think you've demonstrated research skills, tell us about it. Show us in your report, show us in the bibliography that you used a variety of sources, that you cited them when appropriate, and how you use that information. Going one step further here, in order to exceed the standard and get into the 7 and 8 range, we're really going to be looking for evaluation. So what was good about those sources, or what was limiting about the sources? What is a good source and what's a less good source? In order to really exceed the standard, demonstrating research skills is going to show me that you understand the difference between a good source and a bad source and how to acquire good sources. The last point I'll make here with regard to demonstrating research skills is highlighted here on the document. It's the academic honesty. Every instance of the use of the work or ideas of others must be cited. So your bibliography should be in a consistent format with alphabetical list of sources in some kind of consistent format of citation, such as MLA style of citation. Academic honesty is going to be kind of the tipping point here, or the marginal point, if we feel like you're using other people's ideas without crediting them, or if we feel like you're not demonstrating any research skills whatsoever, then you're going to get knocked down on this strand number 3 of criterion A. So that's been criterion A. Stay tuned to the following 3 videos to check out B, C, and D. Thank you.